Radio Nationale.
RM1, it's 9 o'clock. The news in English presented by Eris Stewart. Good morning, Eris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Comprehensive overhaul of disability pension system sees government move to update medical guidelines and introduce a new hybrid assessment model. Pay Research Bureau report delayed. Prime Minister says government not yet ready to publish or implement recommendations despite significant progress. Mixed reactions to the end of co-education in select secondary schools as students fear separation and parents debate the social impact of the reform. Points-based driving license takes center stage in Parliament as Minister Osman Mohamed outlines new measures to reinforce road discipline and reduce repeat offences. Gastroenteritis cases on the rise nationwide. Health officials urge vigilance as over 900 new infections are recorded. In world news, fourth suspect in Louvre jewelry heist remanded in custody as French authorities advance investigation. And in sports news, upgrades required at George Sank and Anjalai Kupen stadiums before CAF's next inspection, says Sports Minister. We start this morning with the comprehensive reform of the disability pension system that government will implement in two phases. The first phase of the medical rules used to assess disabilities will be updated. These guidelines, which date back to 2016, serve as the basis for doctors when determining eligibility for the disability pension. They have been fully revised by the Social Security Medical Unit, which is currently finalizing the 2025 version. Another major change, individuals who were previously not eligible for the basic invalidity pension will now have access to the inclusive living allowance, a new and more generous benefit from the former scheme. Around 5,000 people will qualify for it each year. The second phase includes the introduction of a hybrid assessment model, which will take into account both medical criteria and each person's functional abilities. Evaluations will be carried out by multidisciplinary panels, bringing together doctors, psychologists, and rehabilitation specialists in order to obtain a more complete picture of each case. In the National Assembly yesterday, the Prime Minister indicated during the private notice question that the Pay Research Bureau report will not be released anytime soon. He explained that despite significant progress made since 2023, the government is not yet in a position to consider publishing or implementing the recommendations. More on this report with Maya Lachman.
During the private notice question this Tuesday in the National Assembly, the Prime Minister emphasized that the Pay Research Bureau (PRB) report has been published every 5 years since 1982, except for the 2016 report, which was published after a 3-year gap. Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam also stated that work on the next PRB report began in March 2023, following a pre-established work plan. According to the Prime Minister, the preparation of the next PRB report is taking place amid a challenging economic context. The head of government also addressed the sovereign rating given to Mauritius by Moody's and the importance of acting responsibly. The Prime Minister also replied to additional questions from the Leader of the Opposition, including those on the revision of remuneration orders for private sector employees.
And staying in Parliament, Naveen Ramgoolam answered 9 questions during the Prime Minister's question time. Topics included the legal fees received by lawyer Ravi Yerigadu for his services to 12 public bodies, as well as the administration of Silver Bank by Grant Thornton, whose CEO, Sattar Haji Abdullah, was arrested by the FCC on money laundering charges. The head of government also announced a 1-month extension for VAT filing for companies with a turnover exceeding 3 million rupees. More details on his answers with Anjali Siratan Pulchan and Ashibachu.
32.2 million rupees, that is the total amount paid according to the Prime Minister by 12 public entities for the legal services of Yari Yerigadu between 2019 and 2025. The SPM alone disbursed 10.9 million rupees, the SIC 10.7 million rupees, the GRA 4 million rupees, Mobank 2.4 million rupees, and the Bank of Mauritius just over 1 million rupees, among others. Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam announced that an investigation investigation will be launched following the emergence of troubling information regarding the conditions under which the former Attorney General was hired by these institutions. The Prime Minister also revisited the arrest of 8 people on provisional charges by the Financial Crimes Commission since November last year, all of whom sought medical care or assistance. He says he supports the creation of a medical unit within the FCC to prevent suspects from invoking health reasons to avoid detention. The issue of these suspects seeking treatment in private hospitals will also be examined. Another revelation, the Bank of Mauritius paid 39.7 million rupees to Grant Thornton for the administration of Silverbank from February 2024 to March 2025. Over 3 billion rupees had been injected into this bank by public bodies under the previous administration, and to date 900 million rupees still remain owed to those entities. Dr. Naveen Ramgoolam also announced the upcoming dissolution of the Côte d'Or International Racecourse and Entertainment Complex, with its activities to be transferred to Landscope Mauritius. Côte d'Or International Racecourse and Entertainment Complex, which was responsible for the oversight and management of the Champ de Mars under the former government, currently receives 250,000 rupees from the MTC Jockey Club for each race day, a contract valid until 2034 with an annual 5% increase. The Prime Minister has also decided to extend the VAT filling deadline by 1 month for companies with a turnover exceeding 3 million rupees. As of 27th of November 2024, the MRA had recorded 6,518 VAT registration applications, nearly 400 fewer than expected. And finally, a word on road safety. Between 1st January 2022 to 28th of November 2025, the police recorded 806 accidents linked to alcohol consumption, drugs, illicit substances, or involving drivers without a valid license. 287 of these accidents were fatal and 4 involved illegally rented vehicles.
And moving to education-related news, the announcement ending co-education in certain secondary schools is generating a wave of reactions among students. Sadness prevails. Many fear being separated from classmates they have known since Form 1. Parents are, however, divided. Some worry about a too abrupt social rupture, pointing out that the world of work is mixed and should remain so starting from school. Others see it as an opportunity for adaptation and hope for a more disciplined environment. The Minister of Land Transport, Osman Mohammed, states that the points-based driving license has a clear goal, instilling greater discipline on the roads, particularly targeting drivers who repeatedly commit infractions. According to the minister, the reform is based on 3 key components. Each offence will lead to a specific deduction of points. All information will be centralized on MoCloud, allowing motorists to check their point balance in real time. A redemption mechanism will offer a second chance to those close to suspension under certain conditions. For Osman Mohammed, this reform should help reduce accidents and foster greater responsibility among road users. And finally, in other news, health authorities are reporting an increase in gastroenteritis cases in Mauritius. Between 24 and 30 November, 906 cases were recorded, compared to 859 the week before. According to Dr. Fazil Koudabakis, the situation remains under control, but gastroenteritis spreads easily, especially with rising temperatures or when food is poorly stored. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that anyone experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, or fever should seek medical attention promptly. It's 9:08. You're listening to RM1, where we move to international news. A 39-year-old man suspected of being part of the gang behind the Louvre heist was remanded into custody on Tuesday, joining 3 others already detained. Investigators say the man arrested a week ago is the 4th and final member of the masked gang that carried out the daring raid on the world's most visited museum. The jewelry they stole, valued at an estimated $102 million, has not yet been recovered. French authorities now have 4 suspects in custody, charged with organized theft and criminal conspiracy. And finally, in sports, Minister Devin Nagalingam said his ministry is working together with the MFA on the matter. Compare evaluation criteria have also been mentioned regarding several upgrades that are required to meet the standards of stadiums before a new inspection by CAF representatives, following the one carried out last June. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to the Intermediate playlist until 10 a.m.